Hi friends, my name's Raymond. I thought I'd make a video today with some tips on pulling the instrument panel and blower box out of a 2005 Jeep Liberty. I bought this Liberty for a really good price from my coworker Julie about 2 years ago, but I've had this very slow AC leak for the last 2 years. I finally bit the bullet, took it down to a automotive repair shop, and they quoted me $1,700 to replace the evaporator core and the compressor. Hell no. That's almost as much take home as I make in 2 weeks. Anyway, I just want to give you some things that might help you out. This is by no means a replacement for you doing a lot of research. And I highly recommend buying a motor DIY subscription for the Jeep Liberty. The pictures and the procedures are very good. I did have to go on the internet a few times for supplemental information for things I don't understand, but I highly recommend that. I work for the state of Nevada as a developmental specialist. I'm not an automotive mechanic. It took me about 8 hours to get the instrument panel and blower motor off. Well friends, there it is in all its glory. Instrument panel and firewall. And over here is the good old blower case. Okay, tip number one. There's a guy on YouTube saying you don't have to pull the steering column. That's total baloney. There's no way this would happen without the steering column coming out. And it's super easy. You don't have to take anything apart on the steering wheel. Just, unplug connectors. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it's right up. Then you got a 5th cross bolt that holds the steering column in. It's like super easy. Hour at max pulling the steering column out. Don't even think about doing it without pulling the steering column. Next thing that really messed me up is right down. Let's see if I can get it right. Can you see it? Right down, right up there are 2 bolts that you cannot see unless you're like on your back looking up. So you'll pull all the bolts out of the the ones across the top, the ones on the bottom over here, and you still won't be able to get loose. It's because of those 2 bolts. So look for 2 bolts way down there. Next thing is, when I was pulling the steering column out, is the interlock switch. I kept thinking to release the switch because I needed to push this yellow in, because that's what I could see. That doesn't do anything. On the other side is this guy, and this is what you push in and then pull it out. Let's see. You have 3 of these connectors you got to pull. Yeah, I screwed this up. I broke the stoplight switch trying to get this off. I'm gonna have to put a brand new one of those on because they cannot be reused. Then let's see, this one right here was kind of a bugger. I would just, if I were you, pull it away from the steering column, and then you can kind of get around to look at it and get a better look for how to release it. And you got this guy right here that goes to the radio. Super easy to get to. Like I said, these 3. I don't know why I disconnected the 100-watt one down here. Not 100 watt, I guess it's a 100 pin connector or something like that. Coming over here, you don't have to take hardly anything apart on the steering column. I take that. You don't have to take apart hardly anything apart on the instrument panel. airbag, cage cluster, it all stays. The only thing you gotta do is pull out the radio, and you gotta pull out the console down here so you can get to the 2 bolts that are kind of tucked up underneath here. But you know, don't spend a lot of time taking stuff apart. You really don't have to take much apart. The last thing I'd say is you're going to be in a hurry. You're going to want to make progress. Take your time, but especially most of all, have baggies with bolts in them. Top of dash bolts. Steering column bolts. The outside blower bolts, plus note so if I can remember something I might forget. And then I put some, even on the bolts, if I wasn't sure if they were inside or outside blower bolts, I put a piece of tape on the bolts because I don't want to spend a lot of time when I go to reassemble this trying to figure out which bolt goes where. So take your time, label a lot of the bolts. I haven't put this back, I haven't put the new evaporator in yet, and I haven't put it back together yet, so this is like no triumph for sure, but I guess I am halfway. Thanks a lot. Bye.